everybody, welcome to class today. Today is part of our strength series. So today's work is on the shoulders and a plank challenge. So it's not really a yoga flow class today, it's really just a strength building class. So if you need to do a little bit of warming up or anything before that, I would definitely suggest hitting up another video before you do this class, because we pretty much get into planks straight away. If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like and subscribe. And if you have any class suggestions or any feedback you want to leave me, feel free to head over to my Instagram. That's in the show notes below. We're going to get started today in a downward dog. Starting in your downward dog, gentle bend in through the knees. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine, ground down through the hands. And then as you exhale, send the heels down towards the floor. And take one more breath here. And then looking forward on your next inhale, ripple forward to plank. And then as you exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And we're just going to move between plank and downward facing dog, warming up through the shoulders, warming up through the spine. Take 3 more like this. Connecting to your breath. And then come back into downward dog. Swing the heels over to the right. And then as you inhale, shift forward into a twisted plank. So the heels stay over to the right. The shoulders are both facing down towards the floor. And then on your next exhale, keep the twist tight, the hips up and back. And once again, we'll just move between this twisted plank and twisted downward facing dog. Warming up through the obliques. And if this ever gets too much on your wrists throughout this short class today, feel free to come onto your fists or drop down to the elbows. Taking a break whenever you need to. And come back up to downward dog. Take the hips through neutral and then swing the heels over to the left. And we'll do the same thing on your inhale, ripple forward to a twisted plank. And then as you exhale, take it back to a twisted downward dog. Trying to keep the shoulders even, equal weight in between both hands. And take one more. And bring it up and back into downward dog. Neutralize through the feet. And then one elbow at a time or both elbows at a time, drop yourself down onto your forearms, coming into dolphin pose. Walk the feet in a little bit closer, send the chest back towards the thighs. Bending the knees as much as you need to. And then start to walk the feet back, coming into a forearm plank. Palms root evenly into the floor, the elbows are directly underneath the shoulders. Fire up through the legs and think of a long line through the body from the crown of the head to the tip of the tail. Gentle scooping of the pelvis. I'm going to hold this one for about 10 breaths. Stay calm and know that you can drop to your knees anytime you need to. Keep the gaze steady in front of you, relax the jaw, 3 more breaths. And then grounding through the forearms, walk the feet back into dolphin pose. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, one elbow at a time or both at the same time, straighten through the arms, coming back into your downward dog. Take an inhale here and then exhale, peel through the spine, coming into full plank pose. Wrists are underneath the shoulders, energy back through the heels as you engage through the legs. And a gentle pushing of the floor away to energize through the arms, making sure you're not locking out through the elbows. And here again, we're holding for about 10 breaths. Three more breaths. And then take the hips up and back into downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, come up onto the fingertips. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, ripple forward back into plank on the fingertips. If this is too much, you can always drop the knees or feel free to come onto the fists. And feel free to find a little bit of movement here, strengthening through the wrists and also strengthening different muscles in through the shoulders. So we don't have to be completely stagnant in all of our poses. You can find movement, but make it mindful, not distracted. And take 2 more breaths. And then staying on the fingertips, pike the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Flatten down through the palms, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, take the elbows back down to the floor for dolphin. This time interlace the hands as if you're coming into supported headstand. Walk the feet back in a little bit. Look forward beyond the fingertips, and as you inhale, shift forward. Tap the nose either to the thumbs or to the mat in front of the fists. Exhale, take it back. We're going for 10 for this first one. 9, 8, 7. Keep the elbows under the shoulders. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the hands as they are. Step the feet back. Interlaced forearm plank. And this time you're going to rock yourself backwards and forwards. So think of coming right onto the tips of your toes. And then as you exhale, press as far back into the heels as you can. Inhale, shift yourself forward. And then exhale, take it back. And keep moving to the rhythm of your own breath. And keeping the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, the neck isn't strained. And take one more. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the hips to the ground. Parallel the forearms again. Take an inhale. Peel the chest forward into Sphinx pose. Exhale, engage the legs, press down through the pelvis. One more cycle of breath here. And then keep the forearms as they are. Tuck underneath the toes. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, engage the lower belly. Lift the hips back up into forearm plank. Angle the right forearm in if you need to. Bring the feet together. And then swivel to the right side for Baby Vashisthasana. Left hand can come to the sky. It can stay on the left hip, or if you need more support, keep it down on the floor. You can always stagger the feet here. Wherever you are, I want you to think of that right shoulder blade gently drawing down the back. The left hip stacking over the right. one more breath. And then as you exhale, come back through center. Set yourself up for the other side and then make your way into left forearm plank. Taking any modifications you need on this side. Take one more inhale. Exhale, bring it back to forearm plank. And this time you're going to flip onto the tops of your toes. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower the pelvis into Sphinx pose. Inhale, draw the chest forward. And then as you exhale, you're going to press through the feet, lift the hips and pelvis, forearm plank on the tops of the feet. Inhale, slowly lower the pelvis, roll forward into Sphinx. Exhale, engage and lift. Inhale, lower with control. Exhale to lift. Take 3 more. And this time, holding your forearm plank on the tops of the feet. And then take the left hand under the shoulder, right hand under the shoulder. Come up into full plank on the tops of the feet. If this is too much, you can always come into regular plank. And we're going to move between here and upward facing dog. So take an inhale, slowly start to lower the pelvis. As you pull the chest through the gateway of the arms, you might need to adjust your length. And then as you exhale, fire up, lift up through the pelvis, coming back into plank. Inhale, slowly with control, lower the pelvis, pull the chest through. Make sure you're not dumping into the lower back. And then as you exhale, fire up through the legs, coming back into your plank. And keep going like this, slowly moving with the pace of your own breath. This is really helping to strengthen us with our transitions, especially the transitions in our vinyasas, which can be really easy just to speed through. Take one more. Meet back in your plank. And then exhale, roll over the tops of the feet, coming through downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here, maybe pedal out the feet. And then inhale, shift it back forward to plank pose. Bring the feet together, and as you exhale, Vashisthasana on the right. Make sure you've got a gentle bend in the right elbow. You can always stagger the feet or drop the bottom knee if you need to. Wherever you are, I would like you to stack the left hip on top of the right hip. Broaden through the chest and then lengthen from the crown of the head all the way to the tip of the toes. Take one more inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly with control, plant the left hand down and take it over towards the left hand side. Taking any modifications you need on this side, drawing the right hip over the left and lengthening through the spine. Making sure that the left hand is directly underneath the left shoulder. Exhale, slowly make your way back to plank. Take an inhale in your plank, and then exhale, take it back to downward dog. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, either one at a time or both at the same time, lower the elbows down for dolphin pose. Walk the feet in. And once again, interlace the fingers as if you're coming into supported headstand. Look forward. Inhale, start to shift the body forward, tap nose to thumbs or beyond. Exhale, pike the hips up and back. We're going to 10. Move at the pace of your own breath. Rest when you need. Come back to your dolphin pose, and then slowly start to walk the feet back, coming back into your forearm plank. Parallel the forearms, bring the feet together, roll to the right forearm for Baby Vashisthasana. Take the left hand behind the head as if you're just chilling at the beach. Take an inhale here. Keep the hips stacked, and as you exhale, you're just going to rotate the torso so that the left elbow comes towards the floor, maybe taps the floor. Exhale, open it up. Inhale, tap elbow to floor. Exhale to open. Inhale. Exhale. Keep working at the pace of your own breath. We're going to do about 5 more. And then take an inhale, send the left hand to the sky. Exhale, come through forearm plank. Take a breath, and then shift it over onto the left. Inhale, take the right arm up to the sky, and then bring it back behind the head. Exhale, stack the hips. Inhale, tap right elbow to floor. Exhale, open up. You can always feel free to stagger the feet here if you need to. Angle the forearms in a little bit more for stability. Do what makes the most sense in your body. It doesn't have to look a certain way. We just want to be safe. You take about 5 more. Inhale, send the right arm to the sky. Exhale, bring it back to forearm plank. Take an inhale, parallel the arms. Exhale, sink the hips to Sphinx pose. Untuck the toes, lower the chest all the way to the floor. Take the hands out to the side, avoiding your cap. Prop the fingertips so that the elbows point towards the sky. Inhale, peel the chest up. And then exhale, quick release for the shoulder. Dip the right shoulder down towards the floor. Look to the left. Inhale, come back up through center. And then exhale, dip the left shoulder, looking over towards the right. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, roll it down. Plant the hands underneath the shoulders. Tuck the toes, knees up or down. Inhale. And then exhale, press it all the way back up to plank. Make sure you've got enough room on your mat. Walk the hands print forward, and then walk the feet back. Walk the hands forward, walk the feet back. You're essentially making yourself as long and as hollow as you can. And then think of gently scooping the tailbone, really engaging that rib to hip connection, and turning the eyes of the elbows slightly towards the front of the room so that you're not hyperextending through the elbows. Hollow body hold. Fire up through the legs, take 3 more breaths. And then slowly reversing the movement, walk the hands in, walk the feet in, hands in, feet in. Until you come back to your plank. Take an inhale here, and then as you exhale, lower the right forearm, and then the left forearm. And then place the right hand back underneath the shoulder, left hand back underneath the shoulder. Left forearm down, right forearm down. Left hand plant, right hand plant. And we're going to keep traveling like this, alternating hand and forearm, just making sure you're switching sides each time. And if you want to up the ante, you can always increase the pace. But keep the breath nice and steady and try and keep the hips from swaying too much from side to side. You can always take the feet a little bit wider. And then take one more to even yourself out. We'll all meet in plank. And then exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Take the feet a little bit closer together if they were wide. And then swing the heels back over to the right. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift it back forward into that twisted plank. And then from here, you're going to once again walk the hands forward. And maybe walk the feet back. Hands forward, feet back. So now we're in a twisted hollow body hold. Think of drawing the waist up and away from the floor. Pressing down evenly through hands and feet, lengthening through the neck. Try and keep the weight even in both hands. Slowly walk hands and feet back together again. Shift yourself back through a neutral downward dog. Take an inhale. And then exhale, let the heels fall over towards the left. Start to walk the hands forward, the feet back, finding your edge. And this side might be different to the other. You might be able to twist further or go longer, and that's totally fine, totally normal. Remember that shaking is okay. If you're, shaking violently, maybe back it off a little bit, but a bit of a tremble is just building strength. And then slowly start to walk back in together. Take a downward facing dog for a couple of cycles of breath. Relaxing the shoulders, maybe shaking the head yes and no, we're nearly done. One more hollow body hold. Inhale, shift it towards the plank. And this time come towards the back of your mat. Flip yourself onto the tops of your feet as if you were in a downward dog. And then start to walk the hands forward as far as you can. So this should be a little bit harder. Really fire up through the legs and try not to let the ankles collapse out. Think of gently hugging the ankles towards each other. Take 5 more breaths. You know you can always shorten your stance if you need to. then slowly walk the hands back in, come back onto the toes, take an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale here, exhale one at a time or both at the same time, drop it down, back into your dolphin pose. This time walk the feet in, take an inhale, raise the right leg up. So you're in a three-legged dolphin pose, evening out through the hips. And then take it down on your next inhale, raise the left leg up, left toes point down, gently draw the right hip back. And then take it down, walk it back, forearm plank. Take an inhale here, exhale, Vashisthasana to the right. Take the left hand up to the sky on an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to sweep it underneath the body as if you're reaching to the back of the room. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, reach it back. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, reach back. Take two more. Inhale to the sky. Exhale through forearm plank. And then roll it over towards the left-hand side. Inhale, sweeping the right arm to the side. And then as you exhale, threading it under the body. Inhale to the side. Exhale, take it through. Three more. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, come back through forearm plank. Left hand plants, right hand plants. Full plank, inhale. Bring the feet together, exhale. Vashisthasana to the right. Take an inhale, think of lifting the hips up. And then as you exhale, just a few centimeters, dipping the hips down. Inhale, pulling them back up. Exhale, dip the hips to the floor. So you're not collapsing through the shoulder stays strong and supported. You're just moving the hips like an elevator up and down a few centimeters. Take one more. Inhale, exhale, bring it back through plank and roll onto the left side. Inhale, sweeping the right arm to the sky. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering the left hip. Inhale, pick it up. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Keep going at your pace, keeping both hips facing the long edge of your mat. Take one more. Inhale at the top. Exhale to plank. Take an inhale here. Exhale, shift it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to plank. I did call it a plank challenge. I did not lie. From here, you're going to exhale, lift the right leg up. You might want to take your feet a little bit wider to this. So you can stay here, or maybe come up onto the left fingertip. Or maybe start to reach the left arm forward in front of you so you're in a Superman plank. Try and keep shoulders and hips facing the floor. Two more breaths. Exhale, set it down. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift the left leg. Stay here. Prop up onto the right fingertips, or maybe reach the right fingers out in front of you for the front of the room. Again, shoulders and hips are facing towards the floor. Two more breaths. Exhale, set it down, shift it back, downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose and let it go through the mouth. One more, nice and deep in through the nose. Let it go through the mouth. Roll yourself through the plank, inhale. And then exhale, lower yourself all the way onto the belly. The hard stuff's done, we're just going to do a few stretches for the shoulders. So we'll come back into that wide-armed cobra again, tenting the fingertips on the mat, elbows up towards the sky. Inhale, peel the chest up, and then as you exhale, dip the right shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, come back up through center. And then exhale, turn to the right, dip the left shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, bring it through center. Exhale, roll it down. Bring your left arm out to a capital T. Plant the right hand underneath you as if you're coming into cobra. Take an inhale, peel the chest up. And then as you exhale, press through the right hand, starting to lean in towards the left elbow, in towards the left forearm. So you should feel stretch in through the front of your left shoulder. You could stay here, or if you want to take it into scorpion, start to bend the right knee, send the right foot up towards the ceiling, and then drop it over towards the left hand, trying not to hit your hip. And you can either have the hand in the stop sign, or you can extend the arm fully to the side. Maybe the sole of the right foot can come to the floor. Maybe you send the right arm up and reach it towards the left hand. Maybe you can grab a vine. All of this options. And then slowly making your way out of whatever position you're in. We'll come to the other side. Start by bringing the right hand to a cactus position, the left hand underneath the shoulder. Inhale, peel the chest up. And as you exhale, press the floor away with that left hand, leaning into the right forearm, turning the chest to the left. You should feel a nice stretch here and through the shoulder. And again, you could choose to stay here, or maybe you take it further. You can straighten out your elbow. Send the left foot up towards the sky, and then start to rotate it over as if you could stamp it onto your right hand. Left knee points towards the sky. You could stay here, or you can reach the left arm up, reaching it up and back behind you. Maybe you have the openness to grab a vine. And slowly unwind yourself. And from here, we're going to make our way into child's pose. So this is where we're going to land today, sending your arms forward, melting the forehead down. Maybe you bring the hands to prayer, up and over the head for a bit of a tricep and shoulder stretch. Or maybe you can have your hands up on blocks to open up through the shoulders. Wherever you decide to land today, I invite you to stay here as long as you have the time for it. And if you need a deeper stretch, can go check out some of my other videos with stretching. Today, as you go forward, may you know that you have strength in your mind, power in your words, and joy in your heart. Namaste.